at 7:58, Bryston at 8:08, Paulding at 8:16.
I'm hearing tornado sirens here outside of the station.
And that would make sense with the active tornado warning, sirens being sounded. Now remember, I'm glad you're tuning in. Tornado sirens are meant only to be heard outdoors. So if you're hearing them inside, you are lucky. Get to your safe spot right now. If you are here in this southern tip of Allen County, highlighted in red, if you are just close to it, why not get in your safe spot too? Better be safe than sorry. This storm again, tracking to the northeast.
I'll go ahead and play this.
Yeah, we'll get a better perspective here.
So I've got the rotation right now just along 469. So right on that highway as it goes to Decatur, I believe that's 27, 24. I'll double check that one.
That's 27. 27, and we're going to go to a traffic camera, an INDOT traffic camera, 469 and 27, so we can see what we're seeing there. Now again, though, the worst part of this is just off to the west and north, but it's traveling in that direction, so we need to keep an eye on this camera. Because right now, even though we're seeing a fairly clear shot, not much rain hitting the lens or anything like that, the worst is not really right by this camera. So control room, please keep an eye on this in the upcoming minutes, because that may become a much more ominous view than what we're seeing right now. One thing that I'm glad to see on that is that there was not a lot of traffic. Again, we are reiterating that if you have storms in your area or storms are tracking closer and closer, of course you can keep an eye not just with us here on air on Channel 15, but using our WANE weather app, interactive radar there, and on WANE.com. This is not a time to head out. These storms, any storm that we have developed tonight, will have the potential to produce a tornado, to produce high winds, damaging hail.
Yeah,
and of
still
course,
seeing that rotation right along the 469 Highway 27 interchange there. I've driven through there multiple times on the way to Decatur, so I know that area. I know there's a subway right there. A lot of people stop there on the way heading down to Decatur, so keep an eye on that one. There's some shopping areas up to the north there. There's a big Walmart. So if you're around those areas, get to your safe spot, get to your safe places. This is tracking off to the northeast. Looks to be kind of following 469 here.
And we can't forget the torrential downpour is coming with this. Any of these storms tonight as they move through. Flooding is a possibility, but is not our main concern here tonight. Of course, when you're dealing with tornadoes and large hail, there's a significant damage potential there. And well, from what we've seen region-wide, we are expecting in many locations affected by storms to see some significant damage. But yeah, this storm, although we've reported it moving it to the northeast at only about 30 miles per hour, what we're seeing there, it is moving along. It is making progress to the northeast.
Hessen Castle, get to your safe spot. Maples, Tillman, all these spots off to the northeast. Again, at this point, I'm not seeing any obvious signs that a tornado is on the ground with this particular thunderstorm. Keeping an eye on the reports as well. Not seeing anything coming in there. So, again, this is just radar indicated rotation at this point. We do not have evidence of a tornado that has occurred. But you definitely want to stay safe, get to your safe spot, lowest level of the building, and make sure you are safe in southern Allen County. Northern Allen County, you may be hearing those tornado sirens. I'm here to tell you you're looking okay right now with this storm. But this rotation has our attention, and we're going to be dealing with it with this storm and with this tornado warning going until 8 o'clock.
And let's just check here. Let's check to see if we can see any debris, just to see if anything is popping up, anything is being sensed by radar. At the moment, there's nothing that stands out. What I'm looking for is an area of bright colors that is much different than the rest, and we're not seeing that at the moment. So, again, doesn't mean a tornado is not occurring and that debris is not being created, but it helps us feel a little bit more confident that the amount of damage that could be potentially here is lower, and that is good news because as we've been tracking throughout the afternoon and evening here, just a lot of signatures of the potential for not only a lot of damage, but significant damage with large hail. We were talking about that hail that was potentially occurring with storms to the north. Nathan, why don't we go back to those on radar and track those and see how things are panning out in that direction now that we've talked about this tornado warning again. Southern side of Allen County over to Monroeville and Woodburn. We want you in your safe spot as this storm with the potential to produce a tornado and has that active tornado warning on it where we've seen rotation. It continues to move to the northeast, so you still are under a risk for tornado damage.
Yeah, we've got some spotter reports in Hudson of a 3-inch hail report there. Golf ball size hail in Pleasant Lake, Indiana as well.
So this is now right over Ashley, tracking northeast to Angola. So we've seen this move through Kendallville up in this direction. Now this warning in effect until 7:30 tonight. Nathan, let's see the hail on this, where radar has trended it now, and see what could be coming down on the ground in Ashley now and over recent moments.
Let's take a look. At this point, not looking as severe. That's some good news.
Yeah, can you loop that? Because that would really give us a nice perspective. People could see how it moves in and out. Yeah, okay, it's going to go by quick here.
All right, I'll slow it down a little bit.
Perfect. So the darker colors, remember, that's the largest hail. We have had indications at times of hen egg size, golf ball size. We've had reports and radar indications of 2 to 3 inch hail. That's a lime to a large apple size. And that's going to be in this window. Nathan, you can see he's putting that track. There's where it really intensified
Right
in
there.
Noble County, right to the east of Kendallville there. And we know we did have reports of some significant hail in Kendallville itself. So along 6 there, and now as it's moved to the northeast, that hail potential has decreased. So happy to send some positive news along with this storm. However, we need to say, even though the hail potential is decreasing, this storm still has its severe thunderstorm warning on it, still is a very dangerous storm. It's just losing that large hail threat at the moment. Let's update. We have that weather camera from INDOT. This is 469 and 27 there. We were talking, I said, control room, keep an eye on this. This could become a much more ominous view and look exactly what has happened. Not being able to see as much into the distance as that rain moves in.
Looks
The
like we
winds-
have a storm chaser on this in our chat service.
Yeah, what are
He's
we hearing?
reporting heavy rain surrounding this thing, preventing him from seeing anything. But he did see a rotating wall cloud, which could produce a tornado, and has further evidence that yes, this storm is rotating and could theoretically produce a tornado because of that rotation.
Okay, we have viewer photos from Corona of hail. Let's check in and see what reports we saw. Okay, that's a big hailstone. What do you think of that, Nathan?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's going to do some damage, unfortunately.
Yeah, those pointy edges, I would not want to see that come down outside my window, that's for sure. Yikes. If we can contact that viewer, I would love to know if how many of those hailstones they had. Was that just an isolated thing? Was his yard covered with that? Was any damage caused? That was a big hailstone. We do not usually see something that large here in our area, but all the ingredients lining up just right to produce that here tonight. Let's take a look now. Let's talk more about this Fort Wayne storm. Let's put the southeastern Allen County storm affecting parts of Fort Wayne, but a good portion of the city, especially on the north side, not affected by this at the moment. Just some non-severe rain, some heavier downpours coming to the northeastern side of town right now. Let's zoom in. Let's do one more track on this, just to update what we're seeing. So
Let
again,
me
this
swap over some of the radar, too.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, this active tornado warning in effect till 8 o'clock. We were talking about hook features earlier on radar with some of the other storms. We're seeing some of that right here. Indicates a tornadic potential to us. We have this active tornado warning. We're monitoring it for the potential to produce a tornado at ground level. This is one, no question. It is a clear signature to us. Be in your safe spot. If you are anywhere from 469 around 27, then up to Woodburn and Monroeville. Still getting those reports of potential rotation right there.
Seems to be following the interstate pretty closely as it goes northeast. So nobody beyond 469 right now, especially in this spot.
Yeah, and the overall trend with all of our storms here this evening, off to the east and northeast.
Yeah, let's put that track on it once again.
So he's taking it out over the course of the next 55 minutes. Maples at 7:27, Baldwin at 7:44. This is now taking us into northwest Ohio. Payne, 7:54, Bryston at 8:04, and Paulding at 8:11. You'll get some rain and thunderstorm activity in those spots before that time, but as far as the tornadic potential, if it continues to hold together as it moves to the east, and we have seen that potential hold up pretty well with other storms that have been around, so we need to prepare for that because that could happen with this. So get your tornado plan in place. If you are in Payne and Paulding, you may very well need to take cover soon. Right now we know southeastern Allen County, you need to be in your safe spot as this very dangerous and potentially destructive storm moves through. So the worst leaving Hessen Castle and Anthony Wayne Village, not good shape in Maples right now, heavy rain, downpours, the lightning, the potential for a tornado, and of course, very difficult driving conditions.
Yeah, it's right where this notch is located. I'll try to draw it a little bit here. If you see me circling it, it's right where that notch is. And if you're in Maples, you're not going to be able to see that notch because of the fact it's just pouring down rain on the northeast side of this storm. So that's why it's really important, if you're listening to us in Maples, to get to your safe spot. As of now, no tornado confirmed, but we see the rotational signatures and how things look on radar to indicate that something could form. So that's why you want to be in your safe spot. And again, this can continue to travel further off to the north and east as we track this severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado.
And let's look at, while we're here, let's look at some of our other area weather cameras. Just interested to see what our views would be. Let's look at Parkview Field and windows, doors, and more. Here, I can activate them here from my screen. Oh, okay, they've got them from the control room. So this is Parkview Field. If we switch over, can we switch over to Weather AI? I have the time-lapse view here on my weather computer. We can see the activity that's been ongoing there. Earlier on, this has been a week of high school baseball games there. They were going on as normal till the rain moved in, and you can see all that activity has wisely stopped. Then I can switch over to windows, doors, and more. You can see some rain in that direction, a much more gloomy picture that has evolved. Remember what we're watching tonight and our threats. We have this tornado watch in effect for the area. We'll go as late as 11 o'clock, although depending on how quick the storms move out, we may see it end before that time.
I had another hail report from Angola of golf ball size with that more northern storm.
Okay, so another large hail report coming in. Getting word of another weather camera to check out. David, repeat that for me. This is you. Okay, this is our INDOT traffic camera at 469 and 30. So this is in that area, southeastern Allen County, where we have that active tornado warning. Difficult to see in the distance, the rain coming down. No damage noted here in this view, but again, a very dangerous time to be out on the roadways. Again, an active tornado warning in effect for southern and southeastern Allen County. Let's go back to the radar and show this storm again. Again, this is the tornado watch that covers the entire area, but when we look at what's happening now, and it takes a little bit for the computer to switch over. There we go. This storm now moving more and more to the northeast, but maintaining that hook appearance. Now that camera, you remember, we were looking at that camera. That camera was right here at 469 and 30. So we were more to the northern side of this. Down to the south, here's where we're really looking and concerned if there's a tornado on the ground. We're more in this area. Of course, this is still a large area of dangerous weather. Just because you may not be in the direct path of a potential tornado, you still have other threats to worry about here. Nathan, are we seeing anything else? What else has come down the line from the Weather Service?
At this point, again, good news, no confirmed tornado going on here. We've had hail reports coming in from the northern part of our area around Steuben County. Still getting reports with this tornado warning storm, rapidly rotating wall clouds. So that's evidence of some strong rotation with this thunderstorm and really backs up what we're seeing on radar.
Absolutely.
But no funnel or tornado still happening. So we thank Austin, who's the storm chaser, in making these reports. Thank you for sending those in to us. That ground truth really important as we track this. And again, at this point, we're not seeing anything coming down to the ground, but there is that potential with how strong it is rotating, according to storm chaser Austin there.
Okay, so now up to the north, the severe thunderstorm warning continues to extend to the northeast. So now we had just talked about Steuben County and Angola being under the gun again with storms. Now those storms moving to the northeast, still see a hail potential there. You can see not only reds on the map, but an area of dark purple. That's likely indicating some hail to us, a hail core there. This now all moving to the northeast. This will take it into Michigan and out of our area. This severe thunderstorm warning will go until as late as 8:15 for those areas affected as we get into Williams County, Ohio, near Pioneer. So a couple of these clusters of strong and dangerous storms do remain on the map. Let's look at the hail again. I'm just interested. We were seeing that downward trend of the hail, but let's see if that has continued to be the case. And you can see, yes, now barely noticeable there. That's some more good news that has just continued to trend downward over time. There we were in DeKalb County at 7:10. Now here we sit about 20 minutes later. The hail is barely non-existent there. But again, hail's only one part of this. It's still a very powerful and dangerous storm. But it is good that we are seeing that we're no longer getting indications of such large hail as we were seeing earlier. Egg size, apple size. I mean, that was just incredible. We saw that viewer photo of that very large hailstone.
Yeah, they're getting some reports. Another photo from Pleasant Lake, Indiana at the fire station, a clear shot of what looks like golf ball size hail. So there's definitely been some big hail reports from that area, and we're still getting more viewer evidence of that.
And if you do get hail in your neighborhood and you send us a photo, whether it's on social media through emailing us at photos@wane.com or using Reported on our website, wane.com, we love it when you can put another object next to it. So to give us some perspective as to just how big it is, because we have a hard time telling exactly how large it is without something to compare it to. So, grab an apple in your fridge. Is it really apple size? We can see it in comparison to the apple. A lot of times people use coins because coin sizes are our most common hailstones in our area. Nickel, dime, quarter size. When we see that picture of another object to compare it to, that really helps us when we analyze the photos here on our end and when we share them with viewers, whether on TV or through WANE.com. And down to the south, we've been tracking this storm, that severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 7:30. That's just about now. Have we had word from the Weather Service they're just going to let that expire? Do you think that they will continue it? Have they given us any indication?
It doesn't appear to be the case. I still pick up a little bit of upper level rotation with that storm around the Portland area, so something to keep an eye on. But looks like they're still tracking that storm. Haven't gotten any official word yet.
Yeah, I'm looking here on my end too. So we will know within just minutes, because if we approach 7:30 here, there will be a response from the Weather Service, and we are seeing that warning down to the south has been allowed to expire. Still a thunderstorm ongoing there, however. So at this moment, our main concern would be this storm here in Allen County.
One more check of the locations in this tornado warning. We're still very concerned about this with that rotation that's still ongoing. Woodburn, you still want to be in your safe spot. Should it continue on, Payne, Ohio, we're still watching there as well. just about ready to move over 30. And that goes down toward Van Wert. So if you're driving toward Van Wert or back toward Fort Wayne, over 30, want to be in your safe spot. Don't be on the roads there. We'll be tracking that rotation to go right over 30 within the next few minutes or so.
Yeah, and then 30, then traveling northeast, potentially, eventually getting to 24 as it heads there into northwest Ohio. Okay, let's send it over. Alyssa Ivinson and Dirk Rowley are here. They have some photos to share with you. What are you guys seeing? What's coming in?
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of photos of hail from around the region sent in. This is sent in from Kendallville. Amanda Angerine, how do you want to say that?
You can see her credit on your screen.
Yeah, sorry, Amanda. But this is, as you can see in that hand there, definitely at least golf ball size, if not larger. We saw the one from Corunna earlier. A lot of hail photos and some videos coming in from hail around the region, Nicholas.
All right, great. Like we said, we love these photos because they really do show us what's going on. We can see a lot on radar, but radar does not tell us exactly what's happening at ground level. We rely on your report, so thank you so much to all of our loyal weather watchers for sending those in. Again, we don't want anyone to go out in the path of the storm. We don't want anyone to leave home and start to survey their neighbors just to send us photos. We want you to stay safe. We want you to allow the emergency crews who could potentially be out taking care of the damage to do their thing. We love your photos, but we don't need them so much to put yourself in danger or to prevent our emergency responders to doing their job tonight as they potentially clean up from significant damage across the region. We have had a hail report come in around Fort Wayne. It's a little bit delayed. It came in from 6:50 to 7:05. Well, first the one in Fort Wayne. These are two separate reports. 6:50, nickel-sized hail, lasting for 7 minutes at Main and Wayne Streets in Fort Wayne. That is a long time for hail to be coming down, even if it's smaller sized hail. That's significant. And another report, 7:05, that was golf ball sized hail in Kendallville. We've had some of those similar reports throughout the night. Okay, so we continue to track this storm and that active tornado warning that you're seeing on the screen. Seeing fewer indications now of that hook does not mean that we're in the clear. We need to continue to take this seriously and continue to take our tornado precautions if we're there in this 469 to 30 corridor. So that's New Haven down to Tillman, includes Maples. Tracking to the northeast, this will take it to Woodburn and Edgerton in northwest Ohio. Payne, you could eventually be in the track should the rotation hold. Right now, many of you are seeing rain and thunderstorm activity, but not necessarily under that tornado risk. Fort Wayne, a good portion, especially northern side of the city. Huntertown, you're not under this risk. Aboit, you're not under the risk. But it's here in the southeastern quadrant of the county where we have the highest potential of a tornado being out there now. And now that tornado warning just continues to be fine-tuned, again, still going until 8 o'clock. Okay, we have this report coming in from a viewer, Art, at around 8500 Minnick Road. He's reporting rotating clouds and winds coming through, super heavy rain and wind, no hail there. I think that's important to know because we've been talking a lot about hail, but we don't need the hail for this to be a bad damaging storm. We have the heavy rain, we have the strong winds coming through. That heavy rain is going to come down really quick, could cause some brief flooding, especially in a low spot, but we have not had many flood reports. Overall, that's one of our lower threats here tonight. Hail, large hail, tornadoes, those are our main worries, and of course, winds that could cause damage.
We just got an update from the Van Wert County EMA. They have spotters on that tornado-warned storm. They're reporting strong rotation in the storm at Zulu, Indiana.
Okay.
Still, it's been remarkably consistent just how strong this rotation has been with this storm, and we're still seeing it even now just north of Monroeville, as you see there.
Okay, we have more hail video and reports. Let's go back to Alyssa and Dirk.
Yeah, thanks, Nicholas. A lot of these coming in. This is hail in Ashley, sent to us by Jessica. Again, golf ball size hail, if not a little bit bigger. Let's see what the next photo is. This is from Kendallville. Michelle Moore sending that in. Let's go to the next photo. Again, in Corona, wow, just covering the patio out there, Shelby Fry's house. I think Shelby had sent in one of the photos that we saw earlier, too, out of Corona. So a lot of hail at her home there. And then also still from Corona, that one with Savannah. That one's just huge.
That's, yeah, enormous.
And that's going to cause some damage, definitely, if it is hitting your home, your cars. So definitely, you don't want to be outside when that is falling. More hail there from Whitney DeRoe in Corona as well.
And Nicholas,
Yes.
what does it mean when you see the hail tracking up in Kendallville and then tracking in southern Allen County? It feels like at the same time. Is that just two systems kind of moving independently, or does that warn you, worry you in any way, shape, or form?
It doesn't worry me. It's no surprise to me. All these storms tonight, they are separate storms coming along with a singular weather setup that we have going on. They're all working with the same ingredients. So if we get one storm to produce large hail, in this setup that we have going on tonight, it's very easy for any other storm to do that same thing. It's kind of what we've been seeing with this tornado potential as well. We've been talking about, as we've seen one storm march through one area and we get a tornado warning to talk about, and then we get more storms to develop. I've been saying all these storms have that potential. The right ingredients are there in the atmosphere when it comes to tornadoes. That spin is there in the atmosphere. We get a storm going, it's rotating. It can easily have everything else come together to reach the ground, form a tornado. The same is true with what's happening with the hail. All the right ingredients are in place, so it's the same atmosphere this afternoon and evening in areas north, in areas south. So as all these storms work with the same ingredients, we're getting the same result, whether we're farther to the north, farther to the south. That's not always the case, but it is here this evening. And now that tornado warning extended into northwest Ohio. This is Paulding County, so now our warning going until 8:15 tonight. Let's zoom in on this, Nathan. Let's do another track. Let's see what we're seeing with this storm and see what information we're getting passed along from the National Weather Service.
I'm seeing a rotation not touching the ground at Lee and Hoffman Road in Fort Wayne. That was at 7:34.
Okay. And we're seeing with this tornado warning, this part of the thunderstorm now has moved, so it's closer to Monroeville, 9 miles east of New Haven, moving east at about 30 miles per hour. So yes, we have blips of green and orange in many spots on our radar right now, but the area of concern is right here with this storm now leaving eventually southeastern Allen County. It's north of Monroeville right now, the worst part south of Woodburn.
Still seeing some broad rotation with this. At least it doesn't look quite as tight as it once did at one point.
Yeah, and that does seem to be continuing to happen here in this scan. So what this means for you viewers at home is that the rotation here may be weakening. We may be seeing a reduction in our chance of a tornado, but this could change, and we want to make sure everybody is still taking their proper tornado precautions, especially if you are there in Paulding County where this was just extended into your area.
Yeah, it's right in this area where that hook is. So we are tracking just off to the northwest of Baldwin. If you're listening to us there, get to your safe spot. We're going to track this further off to the northeast. Looks like it's moving about 30 miles per hour still. That's about the speed it's been moving for quite some time now. So let's get a little storm track on this.
Yeah, let's see where this one is headed. So again, now this track's going to go out 40 minutes from now. 7:53 in Payne. Now Payne, you're getting rain at the moment. So you may be saying, well, it's already here. Well, the rain is there, but the tornado potential is farther to the southwest. Worstville, 7:58. Bryston, 8:02 for you. Paulding, 8:10. Hedges at 8:14. The tornado warning, again, going until 8:15. So that's 35 minutes from now. So a very extended period of time for this warning. We've been seeing this extended threat with this same storm. You know, sometimes these storms get their act together, they develop, they die away quick. That has not been a thread with tonight's storms. All those elements are perfect in the atmosphere for this to happen, for these storms to develop, for them to keep tracking through the area and to give us this significant weather situation. What's popping up here off to the west, heavy rain, could get some gusty winds here, could get some lightning, but the severe weather concern is all here along this more eastern edge of all the activity. So that's a positive for us. As this heads to the east, it's going to reduce our severe weather threat for the rest of the night. We're still on alert till about 11 o'clock tonight for severe storms, but I'm more optimistic that as we clear out these storms here within the next hour or two, you know, we've been saying since we've been tracking the system here in the Lyme Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center, that this risk will go until 9 o'clock tonight. That still is likely a good window. We're on alert till 11 because we do have the tornado watch in effect till that time. But a lot of times we see with these watches, they're issued for longer than what the storms actually end up timing out to be. It just gets everybody prepared, gets everybody ready, because sometimes the storms do slow down a little bit and that storm threat does last. But just noting how these storms are behaving, I'm optimistic we're going to be able to clear out that chance prior to 11 o'clock. So right now it is that tornado warning that holds our primary concern. We were dealing with some strong storms to the north before. Those now, we were talking about Steuben County, Williams County, Ohio, that has all exited up into Michigan. So that's not a worry. Fort Wayne, the eastern side of the county into Paulding County, that now is the area where the most damaging storm is on radar. You can see down to the south, Portland into Mercer County, Ohio, there's a significant thunderstorm there. But no active warnings on that at the time being. So we've gone from covering multiple warnings at a single moment to now just covering one, but it is a significant one, a tornado warning remaining in effect. We've seen it track in to Allen County, continue to track now into northwest Ohio. Okay, let's go. We have a new picture. David, producer David, repeat to me what this picture is of. Okay, this is a barn that was destroyed by the storms. What was the local? Oh, Whitley County. Yeah, let's look at this. So what we're seeing there, you can see that report of this barn completely destroyed pretty much there in Whitley County. A sign of the strength of these storms. We know our threats come in multiple forms today. The high winds, and also the large hail and this tornadic potential. I'm not sure exactly what caused this here, but this damage likely to be more of a common sight as we get more and more pictures and more time elapsed from these storms moving out. Just given by what we've seen on radar with the number of warnings that we've had come in, with the indications on radar of tornadoes in different parts of the area, with the large hail, the pictures we've seen, and what we've seen on radar affecting so many communities, there is going to be a lot of damage left in the wake of these storms, no question. Okay, more video coming in. Let's go back to Alyssa and Dirk.
This was some hail video sent in to us from Ashley, Indiana. Look at that. It sounds like you can hear it hitting the roof or the porch there. See some wind and a lot of rain there too, but that is definitely some large hail out of Ashley.
Yeah, thank you, viewer Ephraim, for that.
Look at that.
I mean, that's an egg or larger.
Yeah.
And you can see there, I mean, the ground wasn't completely covered, but at the same point, there were a lot of large hailstones like that out there. That was not an isolated thing at all. And Ashley was one of those areas we had been tracking with that severe thunderstorm warning in that direction, that large hail potential that extended down to Kendallville and farther to the southwest. So everything lining up well with everything that we've seen. As we've been tracking these storms to you, you may have noticed, we see what's going on radar, and then very soon after, we're getting in those reports either from the National Weather Service or from you, weather watchers at home. So although this has not been a very good weather setup for us tonight, thanks to your help, we've really been able to pass along some useful information Let me see here what's coming. Let me switch my screen over. Let's zoom out here. Dirk, I don't know if any of you can, all of you can hear
No,
that
I'm
at
sorry,
home.
those are tornado watches, but they just reissued them again at 7:44. So I apologize, those are tornado watches in Huntington County and Kosciuszko County, but they've reissued those, which they've had those going since early this afternoon.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's bring us up to speed. We can just pull up that tornado watch map one more time. We can see whatever has happened, whatever updates have come in, we will see on that end. Remember, we've had this tornado watch, and we were watching different times for different areas. At first, earlier on in the afternoon, it was just to the west of Fort Wayne. Then it was extended farther to the east. It still covers the entire area. What may have caused Dirk to see those alerts was the one change we have had is that these areas from South Bend down to Monticello were under the tornado watch earlier on. But that has changed. That severe weather threat has ended, so they've been taken out of the alert box. Sometimes when that happens, that can trigger some new alerts to your phone to remind people of where the tornado watch is still in effect. That's likely what happened here. What we can learn from this is, like we were saying before, as these storms move farther and farther to the east and clear the area, this threat of tornadoes may end before the 11 o'clock official end of the watch. So we'll keep an eye on that. What we know is we still need to be prepared. We still need to be on the lookout for severe storms between now and that time, especially east of 69 right now. That's where we're seeing most of the storms. That tornado warning still in effect there for Paulding County.
Want to add in, there was a new tornado warning down here, includes Salina. I know some of these areas just not too long ago had a tornado enter exit Adams County into Salina County. Thankfully, it's not for that area, but it is off to the south, and we will see ultimately where this one goes, but that one we saw before did cause some damage in the Salina and then points further off to the east. So we'll watch this one, even though it's technically not included in our viewing area. Tornado warning there in Mercer County until 8:15, but we're still watching this one that also goes until 8:15. Has now been trimmed, includes just Paulding County here in the southwestern part of the county.
So Woodburn, down to Monroeville, we were talking about you earlier. We were telling you, get in your safe spot, take cover, take your tornado precautions. You can now come out of your safe spot, come up to that higher level in your home. You don't have to be in the basement any longer. The storm has moved to the east. The risk has ended. Right now, all across Allen County and Fort Wayne, things are pretty quiet. Over there in Paulding County, it's a different story. That southwestern quadrant of the county, so we're talking about south of 24, west of 127. That's where the strongest part of the storm is. That's where we're seeing the tornado potential. Again, this is tracking to the northeast toward Paulding. So conditions not good there. Let's put one more track on this. Was this moving at 30? What was our latest speed on this, Nathan?
Let's see, when they updated the warning, let's take a look. I think we're both going toward the same
I think so. We're both on the same computer at the same time.
I'll hop on the graphics here and get it ready for you.
Okay. So what we know is there in Paulding County, this potential for a tornado. We've seen the signs of rotation on radar, giving us every reason to believe and have high confidence in this tornado warning that a tornado could be being produced by this storm.
Okay, it's sped up just a little bit. It's at 35 miles per hour now.
Okay.
And the rotational spot is just south of Payne, Ohio. Moving northeast, so we'll track it until it gets out of our area. Here's a look at those locations, Nicholas.
Okay, so Bryston, 759, Melrose, 817, Continental, 831, Kieferville at 836. Again, some of those locations off to the east there, technically at this moment outside the tornado warning, but what we've been seeing is that this tornado potential has held for multiple counties now. So we're not expecting this to just dissipate immediately and lose its severe weather potential. And this tornado potential will continue to be a concern as it crosses over 127 within the course of the next half hour.
Again, just a reminder, this is the only warning we have in our area. We do have this one in Mercer County. includes Salina until 8:15. But in terms of our specific viewing area, just this one in Paulding County. All other storms are behaving right now, and that's some good news. We definitely are starting to calm down in other parts of the area.
All right, let's do a quick radar review. Nathan, can you zoom out of this? We'll show everybody what's going on. Yes, we've been highlighting right here in northwest Ohio, Paulding County, southwestern quadrant of the county. We have a wider view that in many other spots is pretty quiet overall. Not much going on around Fort Wayne. Go up to LaGrange, quiet there, nothing happening in LaGrange County. Kosciuszko County, some scattered rain, nothing too strong, nothing too worrisome. We see rain approaching Auburn. Now, earlier, this area from Noble to DeKalb County, we had plenty of strong storm activity. What's moving in now? Not going to strengthen to that same level that you saw earlier. Down to the south, things pretty quiet from Wabash over to Huntington, Bluffton, Decatur, Van Wert. Lots going on around you in Van Wert County, but everything tracking away. This going to Paulding, some of the rain in Defiance. Then we had this storm down in Salina. It's also tracking to the northeast. Nothing in line to hit Van Wert. You're getting a break, thank goodness.
I'll take those warnings off so you can get a better view as to what's going on across the whole area.
How much lightning are we still seeing with this, Nathan? Can you put it in lightning mode? We were seeing plenty of lightning strikes earlier, and there are still plenty showing up right now. You can see the evolution of all this over the course of the past few hours.
Still certainly some,
Yeah.
not as much with that Paulding storm, but the one in southern Jay County there has quite a bit.
And one thing that we're really not seeing here with these storms is we don't really see them die away and disappear, do we? They've just held their strength and all their intensity during this time. So 2 active tornado warnings here, one there in Paulding County, one in Mercer County down the south that does include Salina. These storms moving to the northeast, holding their main tornado threats for these active warning areas until 8:15. I'm a little bit worried about southeastern Paulding County, the rest of Paulding County not in the warning, because once we get past 8:15, you may very well see this warning extended in your direction.
Let's take
So,
another look.
residents of Paulding, get in that safe spot right now. You can see how that polygon, it ends right before it gets into a lot of the Paulding city boundaries there. Don't wait for it to get into your area. Get in your safe spot right now, the lowest level of your home, away from windows. A basement is best, but not everybody has a basement. Go to a closet, go to a bathroom closer to the center of your home. That's going to be your safest spot right now.
I've got Laddie in the path here. Looks like it's going to go south of Paulding on its current trajectory, but you still want to be safe in Paulding, even though you're not technically in the polygon at the moment. Get to your safe places. We could certainly see this warning extended, as this rotation has just been remarkably consistent with this particular thunderstorm.
And so thank goodness at the moment, just this one powerful storm remaining here on our local map in northwest Ohio, but it is a serious storm. That's why we're staying on the air. We've seen multiple chances at tornadoes here over the course of the afternoon and evening. We're going to stay with this storm so that all of our viewers in Paulding County can have the information they need to stay safe. We know things have quieted down around Fort Wayne and Allen County. Elsewhere around the region, some rain is out there, nothing too terribly strong. The severe weather chances do trend downward between now and, well, once we get to 9 o'clock. In that window between 9 and 11, I expect really very little uneventful weather happening. Nathan, let's transition over to, in this moment, you know, Nathan and I have been talking ever since I was about to go on the air with my 6 p.m. weathercast. You've had severe weather coverage throughout that entire time. Let's talk about what's happening in the forecast, in the future. Let's look at Futurecast. Nathan, if you can find that in the show there and pull it up, it'll take a second to get down to it. But it will highlight what's going to happen, because when we get these storms here at this time of the night, it gets people on alert for the overnight. When you go to bed, are you still going to be worried about severe thunderstorms? So we're going to track through this and let you know. And Nathan, I don't remember how I had the pause to send this. If I have the whole thing selected, I want to make sure we can go through not just tonight, but tomorrow. So if it stops, just so you know, you can extend it a little bit longer. 9 o'clock tonight, you can see how at that point, the storm is moving out of the picture, very little rain still around. Then overnight, no problems at all. So if you have that weather radio, which we like everybody to have, When we talk about those Midland NOAA weather radios, they can be life-saving at night because of severe thunderstorms. They can wake you up. Those radios not going off tonight because there will be no storms around. Then tomorrow, we start off in the 50s. We go through the day. We're warming up quickly. It's low 70s at noon. High temperatures will end up right near 80, this push of warmer air. We've been talking about a severe weather chance tomorrow. That severe weather chance, it's much lower than what we see tonight. But we still get a few strong gusty thunderstorms. But that wouldn't happen until 8 o'clock and after. So tomorrow night, there could be a nighttime nighttime storm chance. Again, that severe weather potential lower. Could see more rain during the day on Thursday, but that not holding a big severe weather potential. So really, the highest risk of damaging weather and severe weather comes with what we're seeing tonight. This is that 10-day forecast. You're going to see what we're talking about behind these storms. We do get cooler. We're going to be windy on Thursday, 57 only. Friday, 60. Saturday, some rain, 63. Sunday, 64. Some sunshine there. Monday, sunshine back to the 70s. Could be at 80 again by the end of next week.